I'm Plexi Cosplay. In this video, I want to give you a tour of my cosplay room. To start, I might as well start with what's behind me. This is my display wall. I have a lot of the items that I've made in the past displayed because it kind of helps keep me motivated, and it's a nice backdrop for whenever I'm working on my computer or whenever I'm doing video calls or even when I'm competing online. It's a nice backdrop for that so people can see the things that I've made in the past versus the things that I'm making now. This is one of my favorite ones, which is why it's on a mannequin. It has a full body setup, so I would highly recommend getting a mannequin or two. You can get them on Amazon or eBay, and it's really nice to have one or two of your past costumes just fully displayed that way, and then maybe favorite bits of your other costumes on the wall behind you. This is a grid wall mount, and you can get these, I think, as well on Amazon, but probably any hardware store. And just use Velcro straps, zip ties, whatever you need to affix them to the grid wall, and just space them out nicely so that you have a nice backdrop there at your display corner. Okay, so I said my display wall can be used as a backdrop for when I'm doing videos from my computer. So directly opposite from the corner of my display wall is my computer area. I like a standing desk, so whenever I'm working on cosplay items, I can get up and move around without having to continually get up from a chair. I can just simply walk back and forth from my computer to my work area. So this is my computer. I use it for cosplay and for work, and then I like to as well display different pieces of artwork from conventions past and other artists on my walls because it again helps keep me motivated and it gives me inspiration for things that I'm going to do in the future. So this is, I like to keep it simple, just your computer, your printer for whenever you need to print out templates, and that's really all you need for your computer area. So in this corner I have all of my fabric, my work tools, everything kind of gets mushed up in this area for storage. But I found some ways to make it so it's organized and it's easy for me to access different things. For my fabrics, I have them separated into pattern, solid, stretch. I even have one that's just interfacing, shiny, leathers and furs. Just get yourself some cheap bins, make sure to keep them labeled, and that way you can easily see the types of fabrics that you have, and then from there, like say it's a pattern fabric, I can go through and find things in that way. On top are all of my fabrics, my foam scraps, as well as rolls of foam. Usually this is filled up a lot more, but I'm waiting for a large order right now. I haven't found a place to display this yet, so it kind of hangs out here on top of my toolbox. And in my toolbox I have literally just tools. We have pliers, plier cutters, different types of hammers and screwdrivers and everything that you could need. I kind of try to keep it in that toolbox so that it's out of the way and I know where I can find most of those things. This is sort of my catch-all at this point, same with this, but for me I know exactly where everything is in there. I have LEDs, attachments, even at the bottom I have some makeup that's just for cosplay. Scissors, I keep everything that I use the most, so all of my X-Acto knives, scissors, glues, everything is on the top here. And then different types of thinners and Warbler pieces at the bottom. I'm sure this could be organized in a different way, but for me, I know where they are, they stay in the same spot, and it's easy for me to access from my crafting table. Up here I have a lot of my batteries, different types of electrical pieces that are small, and of course all the little bits like eyelets and rivets and things like that that you have maybe hundreds of. Keep them nice and contained, and I like to keep it up on the wall so that it's out of my way. But yeah, so this is kind of my storage corner, we're gonna say. I even have more storage in the closet for old cosplays that I like to keep in bins. But I keep it all in this one place so that it's out of my way, but within easy access to my crafting table. Welcome to my main hub area. This is where I spend most of my time whenever I'm cosplaying, well, creating cosplays. I don't really cosplay in here. This table, I will usually have a cutting mat on, but I like to be able to remove them so I don't make that a permanent fixture because, as you can see, sometimes I do videos. Right now I'm setting up to do videos today to show people how to paint things. So I use just a basic white poster board as a backdrop for those whenever I do them. I can also take that off and then put my cutting mat down as well. I have my sewing machine. I kind of just keep it up against the wall, and when I want to use it, pull it out and pull the chair out from underneath the table, and I'm ready to go. I like to be able to access it from 3 different sides because I'm constantly moving, checking the computer, checking my references, making sure everything lines up well. So this is a nice, being able to have a table that kind of juts out from a wall is really nice for your workstation. I have all of my threads hanging up on the wall so that they're out of my way. And then back here is a Dremel box. So if I ever need to sand anything, clean up corners, it's easy for me to access. I pull up the top, stick whatever item that I'm sanding into it, put my hands in the gloves, and I can do it right here in the room where it's not so far from everything else. This is where I spend most of my time whenever I'm cosplaying. It doesn't have to be a huge space, just make sure that you have one main table for where you're going to work, and that's really all you need. You don't need a whole lot more than that. So this is my main hub. Okay, so we're kind of at the final spot here. Between my hub and my display wall, I've got a bit of space. So in here is where I keep my ironing board, all of the paints. I would highly recommend getting a way to lift them off of any countertops because you're going to be using that for foam cutting, fabric cutting, whatever. I just got some floating shelves and then I organize them by color and type on my wall here. So as we go across, I have some mannequins that are my work in progress pieces, and then we're back again to the display wall. So that's how I have my room set up. It's all within reaching distance for the most part. I have it organized based on what I use the most, and that's what goes closest to my hub. And then have a little bit of extra room for some display and some motivation for yourself. I hope this helps with your cosplay room, or at least gives you some ideas on how to organize things. Tag me if you have any videos about that. Share them with me on Instagram. Find me on my website, plexicosplay.com. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.